This is the fourth time in 6 months for me to visit the United States. The last time was in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, at the end of last year. I am indeed sincerely grateful for the always heartwarming welcome accorded to me by the American people. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to President Trump. Donald, you must have been very busy in this very important the period of 100 days after your inauguration. And thank you very much for inviting me over to the White House. My name is Abe, but in the United States, some people mistakenly pronounce my name as Abe, but that is not bad, because even in Japan, everybody knows the name of that great president. That farmer carpenter's son can become a president, and that fact, 150 years ago, surprised the Japanese who were still under the shogunate rule. The Japanese opened their eyes to democracy. The United States is the champion of democracy. Donald, President, you are excellent businessman, but you have never been in the Congress or being a governor. You have not experienced being in the public office, but you have fought the uphill struggle and fight for more than a year in the election campaign to become a new president. And this is the dynamism of democracy. I would like to celebrate and congratulate Donald being sworn in as the president. The United States is a country having the largest number of chances, opportunities in the world. That has always been the case right now, as well as going forward. This will never change. And that is the reason why automotive industries and other Japanese businesses have built factories all over the United States to engage in local production here. Last year, from Japan to the United States, there have been more than $150 billion of new investment being made into the United States. And those Japanese businesses have created large number of jobs. The mutually beneficial economic relations have been built by Japan and the United States. With President Trump taking on the leadership, I'm sure there will be major-scale infrastructure investment will be made, including the fast-speed train. Those of you who have rode on the Japanese Shinkansen, I'm sure you would appreciate the speed, the comfort, and safety. With the latest maglev technology from the Washington, D.C. To New York, where Trump Tower exists, only 1 hour would it take if you ride the maglev train from Washington, D.C. to New York. Japan, with our high level of technical capability, we will be able to contribute to President Trump's growth strategy. There will be even more new jobs being born in the United States. To further deepen the bilateral economic relations between Deputy Prime Minister Aso and Vice President Pence, there will be a cross-sectoral dialogue to be held, and we have agreed on this. And furthermore, in Asia-Pacific, where we see dramatic growth, to expand free trade and investment, this will be a big chance for both Japan and the United States. But of course, it must be done in a fair manner. Never should a state-owned company backed by state capital should not make any economic intervention. Free ride on intellectual property should not be condoned. In Asia-Pacific region, with Japan and U.S. taking on the leadership to create free and fair market based upon rules should be built. I and President Trump has confirmed on our strong will to do so. the cornerstone of peace and prosperity in Asia-Pacific. That is the strong Japan-U.S. alliance. And this is an unwavering ties between our two countries. I and President Trump will work together to further strengthen our alliance. We have shared this strong resolve. As we see increasingly difficult security environment, we have confirmed that U.S.-Japan Security Pact Article 5 will be applied to Senkaku Islands. The United States will strengthen its presence in the region, and under the banner of the proactive contribution to peace, Japan will play a greater role. At the same time, we will maintain the deterrence and also to proceed on reducing the impact. We will forge through on the realignment of the U.S. forces in Japan. And Henoko's relocation to Henoko of the MCAS Futenma is the only solution, and Japan and U.S. will continue to work closely on this. On North Korea, we would strongly demand North Korea to abandon nuclear and ballistic missile the program and not to make any more provocations. And we have completely agreed on the importance of the early solution for the abduction issue in East China Sea, South China Sea, and Indian Ocean. Everywhere, we need to maintain the freedom of navigation and rule of law, and such international order that must have to be maintained. Japan and United States have confirmed that we will strongly protest any use of force as well as the coercion to change the status quo. I and the President will address not only bilateral but regional issues, and we have had a very frank exchange of views on the peace and prosperity of the world that we should contribute. For any form of terrorism should be strongly condemned, and we would cooperate in our fight against terrorism. Japan will, of course, exercise a commensurate role in this regard. And furthermore, the regional conflict, the refugees, poverty, and infectious diseases, there are many challenges faced by the world, which will be a serious issue to threaten the peace and stability for Japan as well as the United States. But Japan and the United States and the international community must work hand in hand in order to solve these questions. Of course, there are disagreements, but we should not close down the dialogue just by pointing to the differences and ignoring the common interests and common goals. We need to have a dialogue because there are disagreements. What we mostly desire, what is most desired by those who are challenging the existing international order is to just focus on differences. We should not close the dialogue. Japan have for 4 years, I have consistently fought through on our foreign policy. Now, whatever the challenge and difficulty ahead of us, I and President Trump will continue our dialogue to seek shared solutions. And after lunch, I'm looking forward for a weekend in Florida with Donald. We will play golf together. My scores in golf is not up to the level of Donald at all, but my policy is never up, never in, always aiming for the cup, never to just go with the shortcuts and the chops. Those are the words never found in my dictionary. But in a relaxed atmosphere, I hope to take time to discuss with Donald on the future of the world, future of the region, and future of Japan and the United States. Thank you.